Hello friends, welcome to the Jenkins tutorial by Night of Wisdom. I'm your friend Prayas. Today we'll be learning what is deployment. So let's get started. Let's see what's for today. What is deployment and manual deployment of Flask app. Yeah, we'll be deploying an app manually and hosting it so that others can use it. So let's see what is deployment. Deployment is a set of activities to make something available to use, right? So if we have made a project and we want others to use it, we'll be keeping it onto another server and host it from there so others can use it over there. So what are the set of activities? So it is building, testing, sending code to the other server and running the project. So building is basically checking if my code is compiling properly, getting all the dependencies, and testing is if my code is working properly. If we have written some test cases, we'll run them and my code should pass all the test cases, that is my code is working properly. Third is code, sending the code to other server, that is we have to copy this code to another server, right, with all its dependencies, right? And fourth is running the project. So if I have my code over there, we have to run that app, right, so that it can be used. So let's see what is the need of deployment. Basically there's one need so that application can be made available to other users so that they can use it. Let's see a demo video for manual deployment, guys. Let's get started. This is the same instance, guys, that we created in the last part of the tutorial. So and also we saw how to connect it. So let's connect with this instance. Here we are, and we should be in the folder where the key is present or where it was downloaded. In my case it was in downloads folder, so I'm trying to connect from here. I'll just say yes. This also, guys, we saw like what is this one. The new host is not authentic. That's because, guys, the IP address has been changed, right? So it was previously it was different address, so we added into the known host. It can be accessed multiple times, but when a instance is restarted, guys, its IP address will change, right? So there's again a new address which my instance doesn't know if going over there is secure or not. That's why we have to make it again to be authentic and add it to the list of known hosts. So it has been done, guys. Now we are inside the instance. Previously it was on my local instance or local computer, so here we are. So there are basically few steps, guys, we need to do before running my application. So I'll be taking my code from GitHub. Okay, so I'll just check if Git is present over here. Yeah, Git is present, so we can bring the code. We can clone it. github.com/pairs, and I know my Jenkins repository. Here we are. So you guys might be aware of how to clone the project. I'll just do the same thing over here. If you see, there's nothing present. If I do git clone, I have my project over here, whatever was over here. If you see, it will be cd jenkins demo ls. So if you see, guys, this venv, this folder is not present over here. That's because in that directory I have, that was actually my virtual environment where all my dependencies related to my project were present. So those things actually guys, we do not copy because its list is already available to us in this requirements.txt file. So if I do cat, it will show what are the contents of this file, guys. That is all my requirements that were needed. So obviously, guys, if that's my Python application and I want to run that application, my Python should be installed over here, right? If I see Python 3 hyphen version, yes, it is present. Also we'll be needing a pip, that is package installer or dependency manager for Python, we can say. If we see, it is not present, so I'll just run this command which is given by Ubuntu itself. It will download, and this Python package manager, guys, it will be related to Python. For JavaScript, we can be having the npmi, right? We can do npm over there, node package manager, and then over in Java we can have Gradle, we can have Maven. So there are multiple related to multiple languages. in Scala we have SBT. So similarly in the JavaScript, guys, will be having package.json, right? In that package.json we have all the dependencies mentioned. So similar to that, we have this requirements.txt over here in Python. When you guys do npm I, you get all the dependencies installed, right? Similarly, whatever dependencies are there in Gradle, we have commands for that. In SBT, that is Scala, we have a Scala build tool. Using that tool we can build all the dependencies. So yeah, this Python pip3 is installed, guys. I'll just clear the screen. So I just need to use this requirement files to download all my dependencies. So what I'll do, I'll just do pip3 install -r, that is recursive, and requirements of txt. So it has downloaded, guys, whatever was needed to run my project. And now if I try to run the project, it is running over here, guys. But if I try to access it through this instance's public IP, let's see, I'll just hide myself for some time. I can. So this is the public IP. I'm over here. I'll just put it is running on basically 5000. I won't be able to see anything, guys. The reason is that we have not allowed the firewall and the security group to allow access from outside. So that's why, guys, this is very important to do. We'll be doing sudo ufw allow 5000 port number /tcp protocol. That's done. Still, if we try to do it, I won't be able to do it. That's because I've not allowed that into the security groups. So get over here. Where are the security groups? We just go to this part, security groups. On the instance that we need, it is launch wizard 5. That is the name of security group. We can change that as well. I'll just group on the group ID. Here we are. So this is the by default settings, guys, that we got. As we discussed, for SSH it requires by default 22 port number, so it was given by default, guys. We'll just do allow 5000 port number, and I can choose my IP so that I can access from my IP only. But over here I'll be choosing anywhere so that it can be accessed from anywhere, right? And this 0.0.0.0 is, guys, for any IP, so that any IP can access it. And this is for subnet masking. And I've added the rule, that is 5000 and anywhere. So just save it, and it's done. So let's get back again, and now I'll just try to hit the IP, and after allowing, guys, it has access over here. So if I want to make any changes, I'll just stop this one, and if I make any changes in the file nano flask app, I'm inside this file, we can make any changes. This is the deployment tutorial. It's done. We are here. If I again host it, if I see, the things are changed, right? So this was manual deployment, guys. We deployed the app manually. So whenever we are making some changes over here in the project, if I do same things, I can do it over here as well. I'll do part 4. This is Jenkins demo. Okay, it's done. Let's save it, and if I just git add, git push origin, no, I'll have to commit it. Press 4, git commit -m. You can give something, change the text to part 4. We'll just start the changes over here, guys. So that everything is null. Now if I do git push origin master, so here guys, if I see the changes, nano flask app, it is again because we have done get start, so it has been reset to the previous things. Now if I want to get the changes, what I'll do git pull origin master, right? So this is a disadvantage, guys, because anytime we are making changes, we have to get it over here manually. So this is where Jenkins will be helping us. It will actually pull it to itself whenever there is an update on GitHub, and it will be brought to Jenkins, and then Jenkins will be copying it to our application server. So if I see right now, it is stopped, right? Because we just cloned it now and also stopped it. If I host it now, Python Flask, and if I check it now, it's done, guys. So this was a demo tutorial, guys, for deploying app onto EC2 instance. Similarly, you can do it with JavaScript frameworks or any other language core. So that's done. Next is, yeah, thank you guys, thank you for watching this tutorial. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel for getting our latest videos.